Hello, this is Cheney again. Glad you're still with me. I was going to show you the completed card that I did earlier that I got started with you. Okay, let me pull this back a little bit so you can see things better. Okay, this is the card. And you remember it was the butterfly, like this. Okay. Here's the butterfly that we did. And I added some little, those little feelers that are on the butterfly. Antennas, I think they call them. Okay, and then when you turn it over, I did 3 little butterflies on the inside. I colored all the background, but left this blank. And on the back is the other half of the butterfly, of course. And then this is the bookmark that I completed, okay? And it'll fit just inside the card like that. All right, so this one turned out really well, and it'll fit right inside a business size envelope. It'll fit right in there, okay? So that's the one that I had started on an earlier video and just finished. So you can go back and look for that one if you want to. It's just on the previous video, you'll find it. And then I've started another one I'm going to finish with you. It's made the same way, it's the same size, so I know that it will fit inside a business size envelope. And it's for Valentine's. And what I did is, you could just do these free-handed, but I happen to have a little magnet that was on my refrigerator, and I just used it to copy around. But hearts are pretty easy to make, so you can do that. And then on the inside, I've made like a cluster. Let me see if you can get a little bit closer. I have made a cluster of heart-shaped balloons on the inside. And I'm going to finish that with you. And the bookmark. Here's the bookmark. And it has a cluster of balloons on it, heart-shaped, okay? So here's where we're at with this, and we're just going to go ahead and take off. Now, I am using metallic acrylics for this one. And I'm keeping them kind of thin so that you can see through them, and you can see that this is a cluster of a cluster here of the heart-shaped balloons. Let me get my water down here where I can reach it. And then I've already got my paints out here on my fresh little palette. Hope you can see this okay. The sun is really coming through the window today. And I mean strongly. Well, it's afternoon by now, but okay, I'm going to put some water on my paints and keep these kind of thin because I want you to be able to see the shapes of the balloons because they're kind of over each other. So let me kind of thin that out. And I'm doing this with a small filbert brush because these hearts are pretty small here. They're a little bit glittery and very pretty. I'll put this one over here. You see, I'm just painting over what I already got there so that it looks like you're seeing through these balloons to whatever's under there. Okay? And I didn't know this was going to happen. But those gold strings I painted on there, they are kind of melting. That's okay. We're not going to worry about that. Okay? And then, because these are overlapping each other, I'm going to dry this just a little bit. Hold your ears or turn off your sound, whichever. It was kind of burning my fingers. Okay. So we've got those two colors. And then I'm going to go into, I think, some yellow. And do a couple of these. And again, this is metallic. Which means they're nice and shiny. And they're still acrylic. They're almost like glittery. And please don't think these have to be perfect. You know we don't deal with perfect. Not on my channel. Do the best we can. If you go out of the lines a little bit, do not worry about that. You know, I think I'll make this one in the middle. Should I make it? Maybe I'll make it green. Let's see. Yeah, maybe I had some sea green here that I thought was really pretty, so let's see what it looks like on here. This is sea green. And, oh, I like that. And I was going to tell you, too, for the for the small hearts, can you see this? I just cut out a little heart out of some paper. And I had a little scrap paper here. And I just folded it over and cut a heart out. You all know how to do that. It's real simple. Okay. And then I just put the heart down here and drew around it. And then added the strings. Okay. So I'm going to dry this once more. And then we're going to do the bookmark. I think this is looking pretty good already. And then here's the two hearts on the outside. You open it up. There's the little balloon hearts out here. Okay. And now we're going to set this aside and let it continue to dry just for a little bit while we do the bookmark. I think you can see it real clearly. And another thing I'm not doing on this one, I'm not coloring the background in. I thought it's Valentine's, so the white background will be just fine. I'm happy with that. And then we can, let's see, let's start out with this one, shall we? This time I'm going to start with this sea green. And I drew these with an ink pen. I actually drew it with an artist ink pen, which just has a little bit sharper tip on it, but you could do it with any ink pen would be fine. These are just simple patterns that we can have fun with and enjoy doing. A friend of mine, I made him a card with balloons on it, just regular shaped balloons, and a little guy holding them down at the bottom. And he was so pleased with that, and that made me so happy. It made me so happy that I had created something that someone really thought was special. I think I might have that video on those that I created as well on one of these. I'm not sure which one it is. Maybe I should put all the cards together, all the card videos. Oh, I've got so much I need to do. I've got to learn how to get my videos out better, get them out so that they're seen more. And okay, let's make this one pink. And there is absolutely nothing difficult to any of these videos that I do. If you're just willing to get out your paints and give it a try, you can do any of these. And people appreciate these cards. They really do. They realize that someone, took that extra time to create these, and it makes it special. Okay, there's that one. And let's make this one pink. And see, you can still see that green one through here. And I think that's what I was going for, because I wanted to look like these balloons are very sheer, sparkly, and you can see right through them to the balloons behind them. So there is that one. And then I'm going to make, let me dry this real quick, because that blue one's going to go over a couple of these. Turn off your sound or hold your ears. then let's make that one blue here. Oops. It's a little bit too much on there. Okay. There we go. We can still see the other balloons behind it. And there is that. Now, these I did with, wish I had a thinner pen, and I probably do here somewhere, but I don't know where it's at right this minute, so we're just going to use what we got handy here. Let's just use this one and just make some little lines down through here. So we can see that and like I said, if you have something with a thinner point than I do, it would look even better. But that is going to be good enough for now. And then it says bookmark down at the bottom with ink. And actually what I might also do, which I did with the others, is, let's see, okay, yeah, this is the ink pen that I used. Okay, and I'm going to just go over this a little bit so that you kind of see these ink lines in here too. And that kind of makes it look like the gold part is kind of a shadow in there. Okay, that's it on that. And let's see what we got here. Here is the outside of our Valentine card. Then we open it up. There's the inside. You can write your message over here. And then we can just place our bookmark right there. And I think that will be perfect. And again, I didn't put background colors on these because Valentine, red and white or pink and white, whatever. I didn't really feel like we needed to paint the background on this one, but you can if you want to. It's totally up to you. And then we already know that this will fit right into a business size card. So that's it for today. I hope that you just enjoyed this and had a good time. And I hope you'll try to make some of your own cards. People do appreciate it. So you have a great day. Bye for now.